Hey, you guys, it's Megan from Create Your Future. Today we have Dani here with us. Hey, Dani, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thanks.
All right, she's going to share with you guys some amazing tips of what to do when you are manifesting your desire and how your 3D really doesn't affect your desire and what you should do and make sure that you are having the right mental diet and the right assumptions to help you create your desires. Okay, so take it away, Dani.
Okay, thanks, Megan. So, hi, everyone. Right, so I'm going to talk to you about how your actions don't matter, right? As long as you trust yourself, you are going to get the desired outcome, okay? So sometimes when you're dealing with 3D, right, you ask yourself, do you take action or do you not take action, right? What is the right thing to do? Do I say this or do I do that with my SP, right? Or do I not say or do anything at all with my SP, right? Because I'm human. Like, I can only live in my imagination for so long, right? I need to do something because sometimes there's this urge to do something, right? So do I reach out to my SP or not, right? Do I talk to my SP or not? Like, what's the right thing to do, right? So my answer to that is, it doesn't matter what you do or what you don't do, right? As long as you are living in the end of your desire in your imagination, then everything that you do in 3D will be correct, right? So as long as you trust yourself and trust that your desires are going to happen, no matter what you do or say, then everything you do in 3D is going to be correct and going to lead you through the right bridge of events to your desire, right? So trusting yourself plays a big role here because if you just say, okay, no matter what I do or no matter what I say in 3D, right, I'm always going to manifest what I want with my SP or that job or whatever it may be that you're trying to manifest, right? That will just, alleviate a lot of pressure for you, like from trying to think of all the logic or all the consequences if you say or do certain things, right? So it's like what Amanda says. What's going to happen if I do this, right? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, right? I'm going to get my SP no matter what I say or do, right? I'm always on the right track. Right? Everything I say or do is going to lead to my desired outcome, right? So I'm going to give you some examples, right, related to SP, right? So say your circumstance right now is that your SP is not replying to you, or your SP is not the one messaging you first, right? But your desire is that you want them to pursue you, you want them to initiate communication, right? To reply to your messages quickly. But right now you think, okay, there are two options. There are two things that you can do, right? Do you keep messaging them first or do you wait for them to message you, right? Your logical mind starts to question, okay, what's the right thing to do? What's going to lead to my desired outcome, right? So I'm going to give you examples for both to show you that it doesn't matter, right? So say that, you have this really strong urge to message them first because you just dislike waiting for them to message you first, right? Because it calms you down to message them first, right? You don't like the no contact rule. So then it's okay to keep messaging them, provided that you watch what you're telling yourself when you do it. If you have a story that you're scared, that you're being too clingy, that you will seem desperate, that it will push them away, or that it might not lead to the outcome that you want, then unfortunately you are going to manifest that, right? Because that's your story. But if you stop giving power away to your 3D actions and words, and you change that to, it doesn't matter who texts who first, right? That you can message them as much as you like, right? And that they'll always be happy to hear from you, that they love you unconditionally, no matter what you say or do, right? Then you're going to manifest that, right? You can message them anytime and you will always say and do the right thing in 3D, right? And they will always be happy to hear from you. And if at the same time, you do that and you intend that your SP always texts you first, even though in 3D that's not the case, even though every day before that you've been messaging them first, then one day they are still going to keep messaging you. You know, they are going to start reaching out to you, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely, it does.
Great. So for the second example, right? Say you don't want to message them first, right? You are absolutely 100% sure that you want them to message you first, right? You don't want to feel like you're chasing them. You're done putting in the effort. You're done being the initiator, and you don't want to be the first one to reach out first anymore, right? That's completely fine. You don't have to message them, but you do need to keep intending that your SP does message you first until you see evidence of it. And trust yourself that you are doing the right thing by not reaching out to them until they do reach out to you first, right? But this option, you know, it does require a lot of discipline and emotional strength on your part with your mental diet. So you don't feel like, you know, you're waiting for it, or don't go back to the story of, like I have to be patient. I always have to wait for a long time. They never text me when I want them to, you know, and having fears of like, oh, if I don't reach out first, then, you know, they will forget me, blah, 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 right? You have to remember your self-worth and how worthy you are of being pursued and being reached out to first, and you know, having your SP put in effort with you to text you and intending that you always get it instantly, right? So if you tell that story, then that is going to be what you manifest, right? You're still going to get the same desired outcome. So you know, to summarize, right? If you decide that no matter what you say or do in 3D will be correct, and that you will get the same desired outcome no matter what, right? Then that's going to be the case for you, right? So you don't have to overanalyze things like what's the right thing, what's the right action, what's going to lead to, you know, this outcome, right? Because, you know, if that's your belief, then that's what you're going to manifest, right? If you believe that your desires are a promise, that they are done, that they are a given, then it's going to be a given regardless, no matter what action you take in 3D or of action, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with everything you said. That's really good advice, because people always wonder, should I do this or should I, you know, not do this? You know, questioning actually is a block in itself. And what people, what I think you're saying, everybody take this away because this is really, really important, is your assumptions. The right assumptions is what you want to have to make sure your desire is going to manifest, you know, so you don't want to question yourself. Now, that doesn't mean you want to, you know, repress or suppress those questions. You want to hear what you're saying, because that's part of the mental diet. If I am questioning myself, I am worried, okay, to override that with no, I'm still going to get my desire. I'm going to trust it. It's a promise. I'm going to get what I want no matter what. I love that. I think that's really, really important and solid advice.
Right, absolutely. And you don't want to give power away to anything external, including your, you know, any actions you take in 3D or lack thereof, right? Just, you know, intend, okay, no matter what, like I'm still going to get my desires, right? No matter what I do is going to be the right thing. I'm always on the right track. I trust myself, right? I trust my desires. I'm always going to be led through the right bridge of events, right?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, trusting yourself is huge, because your desires are a promise, and trusting that you're making the right choice and right decision is like so key, because you can't mess it up. You really can't. And you know, there is no wrong decision if you're trusting yourself and you have the end goal of, you know, I'm going to get what I want no matter what. I'm not going to mess this up. It's going to continuously, and changing those stories. You're so right. So it isn't just, you know, sometimes people think mental diet is, I hear this a lot, sitting around saying the same affirmation, you know, a zillion times, and that's not what it is. It's actually making sure, like you said, changing the story for yourself, your specific person, and your thoughts about manifesting. That's what the mental diet's about, making sure you're aware of what you're thinking and making sure it's aligned with the new story that you want to create and what you want to see in your reality. That's brilliant. You're exactly right.
Right, because, you know, even if, you know, it's like Neville says, right? Manifesting can be effortless. Like it can be effortless if you let it be effortless, right? If you say, okay, you know, okay, I don't have to sit down and do my intentions all day, right? I can be present and I can do other things, right? And I'm going to get my desires, right? Just doing that alone, like if you think about your SP once a day, but it's in line with your desires, you're going to get your desire, right? Yeah, so it can be effortless. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think you're right. And the thing that you want people, what we're trying to say is you want to eliminate your fears and doubts. That's basically what the mental diet is. So anytime you have a fear or doubt, making sure you're switching that into what you want to create, you know? So even if it's like, oh, did I mess it up by, you know, reaching out to my SB because I want that, no, that right there is going to block what you want. So you'd want to turn it around. Like you gave an example. No, it's not going to block it. They love hearing from me. They love, you know, everything about me. And you're living from that end of that relationship, assuming they want to hear from you, assuming they like you, assuming that they are going to respond to you. You're exactly right.
Right. Absolutely. And yeah, don't question yourself. Don't question if, you know, you did it right or not. Because if you say that, you know, that's implying that you don't have it yet and that you don't trust that, you know, it's done, right? So don't question your imagination. Don't question yourself, right? Just keep trusting yourself that you did do it correctly, right? You're always on top of your mental diet. You're always doing it correctly. You're always focusing on what you want. And yeah, you're going to manifest that no matter what.
Yeah. Exactly. And those are great assumptions as well. Yes, I love those tips. And those are really, really valid tips and very helpful to everybody. So thank you so much for bringing those there. And you guys, Dani is available for coaching, and her description's in the link below. I just want to say that because I forgot to say that at the beginning of the video.
Okay, well, before we end, I just wanted to share this quote that I found from Pinterest, and I find it very relevant to this video. Okay, some of you may have seen it or heard it if you save a lot of manifesting quotes on Pinterest and Instagram, right? So the quote goes like this, right? If you obsess over whether you are making the right decision, you are basically assuming that the universe will reward you for one thing and punish you for another. The universe has no fixed agenda. Once you make any decision, it works around that decision. There is no right or wrong, only a series of possibilities that shift with each thought, feeling, and action that you experience.
Oh, yeah. I just got chills. I love that. I love that punish part because a lot of people, you know, I think that's just human nature to feel like, you know, like, oh, we might be punished for this or that. I love that. And that is changing your assumption. That's perfect. I love that quote. Changing the assumption that you're always trusting yourself to make the right decision, you know, because the universe cannot, I mean, well, your subconscious mind can't differentiate between, you know, what you want or what you don't want. It only hears your command.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you create the rules. You get to decide what happens, right, after you do certain things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Dani, for coming on today and sharing those great wisdoms. And I intend this is going to help all you guys because it's amazing advice. Thank you so much, Dani.
Thank you. And I intend that it helps everyone too.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, guys, she's available for coaching. Descriptions in the link. She's amazing, getting amazing results, and she knows her stuff. So yeah, thank you so much, Dani.
Thank you for having me.
Bye. Yeah, you're welcome. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Like the video and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.